All right, let's start with the weapon that honestly I like playing. I'm gonna be that guy. I'm gonna be that one person that likes playing this weapon. And you know what? After these tips and these tricks, and you see the video to its fullest, you're gonna be the same person. You're gonna be like me, like, oh my god, I like playing Camo Tent too. I know. At first I was like, Camo Tent? Why would I want to play Camo Tent? And then like 5 minutes later, I was like, I want to play Camo Tent. I want to play Camo Tent. This is so much fun. Camo Tent lets you get away with so much that you otherwise shouldn't be, and it's so much fun. Like, let's just get into this and you'll see what I mean. Starting off, the Camo Tent wants to generally be in between your opponents and your teammates. So you're kind of in that sense where you're like, you're not frontline, but you're shielding. You know, you got the tent shield out, you got that cover so your teammates don't take a bomb, they don't take shots from a charger. They're protected. That way, if you have to, you can deploy your shield, and from there your teammates can follow up underneath it and behind it, and easily be protected because your opponents can't shoot onto the tent shield and kill your teammates. They can only shoot the tent shield, so that your teammates have protection without really needing a whole armor? Nah, or a whole booyah? Nah. You have protection in your tent shield. That's amazing. You can easily deploy it, and boom, your team and you both have cover. So that way, you could do a lot of stuff that you otherwise shouldn't do because you have a tent. So thank you. So your teammates will thank you for having a tent. Due to the Camo having a more aggressive kit compared to the other tent umbrellas, Camo can kind of be a little bit more forward and doesn't need to rely so much on holding back, setting up, getting that 1 or 2, getting into that position that you technically want. Camo, you take position. You are not afraid. You don't have to be afraid. You go, you know what? Deploy shield. Your teammates go in with them. Boom, you take the space you want. During splat zones, you take space. You don't let your opponent have that space. You go, that is my space. I want that. You take that map control. You take the map control that you want. That's how you play tent, bro. That's how you take tent umbrella. That's how you play Camo. You can easily go, boom, you deploy it. You got ink mines, you can deploy an ink mine, and from there, it's like your opponent, why would the opponent want to go there? If the opponent goes there, boom, you check flanks. You can check flanks with ink mines. It just straight up goes, if they activate an ink mine and they get hit by it and they get marked by it, now you and your teammates all know where that one person is because they decided to flank. And that makes it so much easier for your teammates to just know where they are, and they can't shark because they're marked. And a lot of people don't wear cold-blooded, but even though they somewhat should if they're fighting point sensors or ink mine. But no one's really wearing cold-blooded, so that detection is annoying. They're gonna be annoyed that they can't move freely because they're detected. So ink mines help a lot in that scenario. Now, something you generally don't want to do is that even though I'm saying you should deploy your tent shield and help your teammates take space, a good idea to do is kind of mix it up, because the last thing you want to do is be predictable. No one wants to be boring and predictable. So you can't have your your enemy know what you're gonna do before you even know what you're gonna do. You can't always deploy your shield. So a good thing to do is to sometimes just hold it out and not even deploy it. Just hold it out and retract it, because that confuses the enemy and they don't know if you're gonna deploy it, and they have to then fall back to then counter it. Or if you just straight up just do that, you take some space, you walk forward slowly, but you still have your tent shield. The scariest thing about a tent umbrella player is the fact that they still have tent. If they have tent with them, you never know if your bomb rush is gonna get canceled because they just straight up have tent umbrella. You don't know that. But if you let it out, then you no longer have your tent. You no longer have your shield. So, you know, the worst thing that we want to do is be a tent umbrella player without any teammates, without any cover, and without your tent umbrella, without your tent. Because without all three, you're a sitting duck. You're as useless as a frontline E leader, and we all know that frontline E leader. We all know that one person that's a frontline E leader and dies every time, like goes 7 and 14 or something. We all know that person. In 1v1s, what you want to do is actually you want to mix it up, right? Besides mixing it up, what you want to do is deploy tent umbrella shields, and not always do it, but if you do it, you deploy it, and then from there you follow behind the tent umbrella, and from there your opponent can't really hit you. Bombs they'll hit the tent umbrella shield, but they won't really kill you. Especially if you're wearing main power up, it helps tent umbrella shield survives a little bit longer. So from there, you're then able to follow up behind it, and if tent gets close enough, you're able to just one-shot KO your opponent, or if not, you're able to weaken them. So at that point, your teammate can then like weaken them as well. So it helps a lot because of the fact that like 10 Umbrella does a lot of damage, especially if you aim for the feet. Aim for the feet. Never aiming high, you miss a lot of pellets. It's better to aim low and kind of hit the feet to the lower abdomens, like aim for the legs, because that way it hits more pellets and you're able to actually do more damage. But because you're able to do that, you're able to hit more pellets and actually most likely get more kills consistently compared to if you were aiming high or trying to get fall off damage, which you really shouldn't be doing. You should try and aim low. Another thing you can do is also just like have your 10 Umbrella shield open and just quickly close it, then shoot again, deploy it a little bit, and you just mix up your opponent. You play around it because your opponent isn't expecting what you can do. You can shoot, you can deploy, shoot, deploy, and you mix it up a lot versus them. But if you must deploy the 10 Umbrella shield and you're like, you know what, my opponents haven't expected me to do this yet, you could deploy your 10 Umbrella shield, and from there, you and your teammate can then take a 2v1, can then take a 2-on-1 on your opponent, and your opponent can't do anything. What is your opponent gonna do when they can't push up? They can't fight you. All they're gonna do is just hit the 10 Umbrella shield. You can come and just immediately attack the 10 Umbrella and attack the player that's gonna try and challenge the 10 Umbrella shield because they can't do anything. So that's an easy 2v1. From there, that just means that you turned a 4v4 into a 4v3 because you thought smart. You listened to these videos. Now a thing to remember is that while 10 Umbrella does seem like an ultimate counter, it seems like an ultimate shield, you can counter 10 Umbrella, and that's what I'm gonna talk about now. If you want to counter 10 Umbrella, what you can do is swim underneath, because you can swim underneath a tent shield, and from there you're able to throw a bomb behind them. And actually, if the tent player did not watch this video and is following right behind the tent shield, which they shouldn't always be doing, but if they are, you're able to swim underneath, you're able to throw a bomb, and you're able to kill them in one hit. And from there, because you're able to do that, you then eliminated the 10 Umbrella, you then eliminated their tent, and now it's now a 4v3 because you thought smart. And especially if two players go behind it, then you get 2 kills. You got 2 free kills because you were able to quickly go behind and throw a bomb onto the tent shield and kill 1 or 2 players because they were too close to the tent shield. That's a good strat right there. That's how you counter it. Another way to counter tent shield is also with your own splash wall or your own tent. Both counteract each other, and so it's one of those moments where it's like your tent shield will basically go even and neutral versus their other tent shield or wall. But at the same time, disclaimer: if you're running main power up, your tent shield will be a bit more healthier compared to other tent shields. So investing in some main power up wouldn't be a bad idea, especially versus wall. If you're able to deploy it and then have it out versus a splash wall, if you shoot the splash wall as well, your tent shield will survive longer. But if your opponent if your opponent deploys tent shield and you don't shoot the splash wall, if placed correctly, can basically counteract and it nullifies the splash wall. So then you're down you're down a tent shield, and your opponent can easily come up on you and just splash you. So you're defenseless. So to keep that in mind. Now, I'm not talking about the special just yet, but Hammer counters tent shield as well. If you deploy tent shield, or if you have it out, Hammer just swinging goes right through a tent shield and goes right through them. It goes right through the players. I'm gonna talk about the weapon a little bit further, but that's just a rule of thumb. Like, Hammer counters tent shield, as well as Booyah Bomb can also counter tent shield technically. You can kill the person behind it because the fact that you're able to just hit the tent shield and everything around it, so technically you can counter it, but it's not the same as Hammer, where you just go right over and right through a tent shield. But yeah, generally speaking, you want to just, when you're keeping the pressure and you're constantly playing the game, you want to be laying ink mines, you want to be getting that map control, that way you're able to swim better. But also you should constantly be in communication with your teammates to take advantage of the fact that you have 10 shield and maybe they possibly don't. So you're able to take angles that your opponent really wouldn't. And what I mean by that is you're able to take space, and then from there your opponent can't do anything. Your opponent now has to react or fight you on your ground. Like, you're able to then, like, it's normally like, oh yeah, normally this area is covered in like their color, but because you have a tent shield, you then cover it in your ink. So now it's your control. So now you own that part of the map and you're able to take space. Now, if the opponent wants to go there, they have to paint that, and they waste time. But because you already took the space, you can quickly swim there and shark, or you can quickly own that area, and you're fine. You don't have to invest more because you already own the space. It's like Monopoly. You're trying to rule every single spot on the map. That's how you kind of play Tent. You take control. You be confident because I believe in you. I believe in you. Or if you don't believe in yourself, it's fine. Believe in the me that believes in the you. And you can easily take space and win these rankx games, because what's your opponent gonna do? Try and mark? Nah. Tent shield. You can't do anything. Nah. Now let's get into the meat and the bones. I know you want to talk about specials. I know you want to talk about hammer. And I mean, like, hammer is an amazing special. It really is. With hammer, you're able to deny bomb rush by quickly swinging, and you're able to just eat up every bomb. So you actually nullify a whole bomb rush, and you get value out of that. Because remember what I said. Remember in the junior video, you got to use your ults to get value. And value, you're able to get rid of their entire bomb rush. That's value right there. Hammer, you normally don't want to do this, but if you're at the end of your arm, but if you're at your end, wow, I can't speak. I really can't speak. If you're at the end of your hammer, you can quickly throw it and just get rid of a charger or push them off so that they don't want to be on that spot anymore. You're able to pressure them because of the fact that it's like, oh snap, that's a hammer, and you run away. Like, that's simple. Another thing you could do with hammer is that you can pop Rainmaker Shield with it. Now, you have to be careful, because if you just go straight at Rainmaker Shield with hammer, you're gonna die. It's gonna get popped. You're actually gonna kill yourself from the bomb shield, from the Rainmaker Shield. Because of the fact of the way it works is that every time you hammer it, you are causing damage to the Rainmaker Shield, but the problem is that if you don't pop the Rainmaker Shield and you get if you stand too close to it, you get squeezed and actually die from it. So a good thing to do is actually, when you're swinging your hammer, is to swing and constantly just hold ZR, but also press space, press B and hold back, or whatever your jump button is, press jump and then hold back, and that allows you to pop Rainmaker Shield without you dying, and from there you have Rainmaker's pop, you have map control, and you still have your hammer, and you're still alive. So yay. Another thing you can do is that while you are using hammer, generally speaking, if you're not going in a straight, you shouldn't be normally going in a straight angle. Just because when you go in a straight angle, your opponents are able to just quickly swim around you and just pop you. And what I mean by pop is that they're able to go around you and just shoot some shots, and from there they get rid of you, because the hammer has a weak spot, and it's behind. You don't normally want to be get shot from behind. Plus, also moving left to right isn't the easiest with hammer. So something that's good to do is that while you're sharking, is that you can pop hammer, go down your ink, and then quickly go in, jump, swing, and from there, and also press so you go back into your ink. And what that does is that causes you to you actually swing faster than normal. It's a few frames faster, but also when you do that, you're able to then swing onto an enemy, kill them, then go back into your ink, swim somewhere else, swing again, then swim somewhere else. And what that does is that it makes your movement unpredictable for your enemies. You're not stuck in a constant animation of just you swinging forward, and then from there you're kind of stuck and you waste valuable time that you could be using it to then swim around. But also it helps versus a bomb rush, when you can just quickly swing a bomb rush and get rid of it. Now, I know you already thought of this. This is a big brain play. You deploy your Brella shield. You then have your hammer. You then go in behind your Talon Brella shield, and then from there you just jump, swing. Your opponent isn't expecting it. Or something that I like to do is deploy my Talon Brella shield, deploy it one way, then swim a different route and just pop it, because your opponent's just expecting you. They saw this video. Your opponent saw this video. They're like, oh wait, I know how to counter that. So they'll go underneath it and throw and think, yes, I can just throw a suction bomb at the Ten Umbrella shield from behind and kill them. Nah. Or splat them, I should say. Nah. What you can instead do is swim and then jump and swing. And from there, because you come from a whole nother angle, they're not expecting you. They're thinking you're forward. You're actually from the left. They're not expecting you from the left. They're not expecting a flank. And it's not a real flank, it's just a side flank. So you go from the side, you then swing your hammer, you then get a kill. You got a splat, and they weren't even expecting it. You were 5 steps ahead of them. You were big brain. Just a reminder, I stream every Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday over on Twitch at 7 p.m. EST. link in the description. This is the end of the video. You already know. You know what to do with Tenta, Brella. I've taught you well. Let's come over to the Discord channel. Come over to the Twitch channel. Let's talk. Let's have some fun. Let's do this. I'm out. Peace. Later. I've disarmed him. There you go. What?